but I know what the results are. Hello, Chibli. Hello. Been enjoying your Mon Bazu, Chibli? Be like a dancing warrior. I also love how every game that you play is and I mean this in a positive way, even though it sounds like I'm trying to get a dunk on you. I like how every game that you play is like a jacked up physics driven simulator that also has like a robust casino element in it. I didn't even know Landlord Super had casino stuff that they added. That's all new to me. My memory of Landlord Super, oh, that's gonna sting, is having a great time, don't get me wrong, but then also bricking up like 99% of my house, and then it didn't give me the next thing on the to-do list, and it turns out like one of my bricks at the bottom was like misaligned. So in order to get it to work, I had to restart my entire campaign or demolish my house. My bricks weren't buttered. Dr. Seuss ass. You better not let your bed spreaders meet your bread spreaders. That bread spreader's about to butter his bedding. You guys read a lot of Dr. Seuss? Everyone's always talking to me about books. Nobody reads the classics anymore. Oh, The Places You'll Go, The Cat in the Hat Came Back, Dr. Seuss ABCs, etc., etc. I just bought a bunch. That seems timely. That seems timely. Man, I'm not feeling this weekly at all. This weekly's beating my ass. And oh, look, hey, Tomo's back. Hi, buddy. Hi, can I pick you up and put you on the screen for a second? Because the people want to see you. Come on, come here. Hey, I'll give you a little pet. I'll give you, yeah. Just run right into all the chords on your way. Good idea. Great survival instinct. Okay. Now that you're here, you realize I've betrayed you. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. And now you'd think he's like, I don't want to be here. But he's cannibalized the space that I made to pick him up in the first place. I can't even move my chair back there. This is the one. This is the one. Forget you, you stink. It's you and a pineapple taking us to the moon. Is that what spiders sound like? Chad, is this real? Getting my ass beat. I do sometimes wish that I could speak to spiders. Because I want to tell them, like, I don't really have a problem with you. Two things, okay? If you're a spider, if someone could communicate this to the spiders, this would help me out a lot. Don't come into my house. I don't want to kill you. If my wife sees you, she's going to make me kill you. It's just it's as simple as that, okay? There's a hierarchy in the house. There's an order in the house. The spider's at the bottom, but I'm not at the top, okay? So if you value your own life, don't come into my house. Or at least stay out of sight. Secondly, stop building your webs. This is for self-interest. Stop building your webs across doorways. There might be like 3 days in a row that I don't like use the side gate, okay? But eventually I'm gonna walk through the gate. And I always just feel bad when I walk through the gate and like a spider web's on my coat. I'm like, brother, you shouldn't have put it there. That's like leaving a half full glass of water on the edge of the table. Like you're just asking for that shit to break. Build it up in the corners. The corner is a great place for it. I'm not getting up in the corner unless my wife sees a spider there, and then, you know, that's life. I got a half full glass of water on my desk right now. I'm not like a pet peeves guy. I don't really have too many pet peeves. If I do have one, let's get into the nitty gritty, okay? Let's get real. If I have a pet peeve about my wife, the half full glasses of water are one thing. It doesn't really bother me. Librarian, how did you know where this was going so soon? She's not in the habit of putting the cap back on a bottled drink after she's opened it, but before she's done. Now, water bottle, soda bottle, anything like that, if it has a cap, I put the cap on it until I'm finished drinking it, because it takes a second and it prevents a spill from happening. But my mom, I read a message in chat at the same time. My wife doesn't put the cap back on the bottle. And it's just a difference of habit, right? But one time she did have an open bottle of Soylent on her desk, and she knocked it over upside down into her purse. And that's fine. She cleaned it all out, and it's good as new. But I know she was most upset that I saw it happen, because it gave me so much ammo. Like, you ever tell someone you shouldn't do it like this, and they're like, yeah, whatever, and then it backfires exactly the way you told them it was going to backfire? Oh man, that was 6 years ago, and I'm still riding high on it. It doesn't happen very often. You got to take it where it lies. Okay, we will not be going Mantis this year. Are we going Gariel? I feel like I'm kind of washed at SAP right now. Don't worry, it's been long enough. I just happened to watch this bit yesterday. I understand. You're like the valedictorian. You're doing. Oh, I read the textbook this weekend. Just I was bored. Like, what the hell? I ain't mad at you. Are you a fell in love with a girl or we are going to be friends kind of White Stripes listener? What an insulting question. Not to insult Napoleon Dynamite's soundtrack, but you really think I'm out here listening to that goofy Lamb Chops Playground? Dunga, dunga, dunga. No, I mean a danga, 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 danga. Like, what is it? Fell in love with a girl, great song, and it's 72 seconds long. It's the perfect Gen Z rock song. And nothing against we're going to be friends, but it doesn't hold a candle to Fell in Love with a Girl, okay? We're getting our feelings hurt for no reason out here. They're both bad? No, they aren't. One of them's really good. The other one's totally okay. What are we doing here, man? What's the worst Jet song? You don't want to get involved in this discussion. I'm completely washed. Because the one answer is all of them, sure. But it's funny that Jet's best song, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, is a song I never want to hear again for the rest of my life. But then somehow, after coming out with that steaming turd that just refuses to go back into the shadows and free us from the auditory pain that it puts us through, they then came out with a ballad that was so saccharine. Oh, look what you've done, you've made a fool. An Oasis song 12 years after Liam and Noel Gallagher stopped talking to one another. It's just no thank you. Macros, I don't know if you're here. I think you're a VOD watcher these days. I'm not holding it against Australia. I mean, every country has its Jet, right? We got Nickelback. Canada's got a lot. Bryan Adams, Nickelback. Theory of a Dead Man, a.k.a. worse Nickelback. I know you're like, that's not possible. They're literally exactly the same, but worse. We're not getting 0 wins, I'll tell you that. That's on the house. Three doors down. Definitely. Oh, we're going to lose this one. They're better than me in every way. What about Nickelback on the Spider-Man 1 soundtrack? Nickelback is not on the Spider-Man 1 soundtrack, okay? Chad Kroger featuring Josie Scott is on the Spider-Man 1 soundtrack. You'd be like a saucy scout. What about Train on the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack? I might be mistaken, but I have a feeling that you are confusing Train with Dashboard Confessional. Maybe Train has a song on the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. You know what? Let me just go check that out here. Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. Wow, man, it's got a lot of bangers on there. Vindicated. Oh, they do have Ordinary by Train. I didn't know. Fair enough. Did You by Hoobastank. Hold On by Jet. Oh, man, dude, this soundtrack. Dashboard Confessional, Train, Hoobastank, Jet, Yellow Card, Maroon 5, Taking Back Sunday, Lost Prophets, and the Ataris. The mid-2000s, it's a hell of a time. Goated soundtrack. If you were of a certain age, I guess. Top comment on Are You Gonna Be My Girl? I'm a guy, but if someone sang this, I would be their girl. People are still writing shit like this in the 2020s. Yeah, without being rude, it turns out they're still making dumb people. If you're watching this on YouTube, I need you to genuinely, like, don't get me twisted on this. I'm not saying that everybody who leaves a YouTube comment is stupid. That's not true, and it would not be in my self-interest to say it, even if it were true. But every once in a while, you'll see people, like, respond with like an essay to me in the YouTube comments. Well, I'm just saying the shit that pops into the top of my mind while I'm playing Super Auto Pets Emoji Casino, right? And it's like 8 paragraphs taking issue with like the stuff that I said, but I'm not reading it, like I'm not seeing it. And I'm like, how are we still doing this in 2023? Even if you're right, which judging by the medium, I'm assuming you think you are, I'm not going to, well, there's got to be a better use of your time, man. I'm not even saying, like, don't show me that stuff like it's bad for my mental. I'm just saying, like, there must be a way for you to harvest that ire. Like, can't you just get mad at my Super Auto Pets play and then do, like, 10 push-ups? You'll be the strongest man in the world in, like, a year. You take that. It's like the nicotine patch for the dude who tricked himself into getting addicted to running. You get mad at something and then you're like, oh, I could like get mad at this and let them know. Or I could be like, I'm going to like punch a heavy bag for 3 minutes. Just do that. You'll be, we're all making, this is the cycle of humanity. You see some shit, you get mad, you turn that into energy to apply it to something to help yourself. Otherwise, you're going to self-destruct willfully consuming. I mean, this is garbage what you're watching right here, to be honest. I'm glad that you're watching it. I enjoy making it. But it's like, I kind of feel like the burger chef at McDonald's. Like, don't come up and tell me, like, the burger tastes like shit. I'm like, I know, buddy. I'm the one who made it. I put the shit in the mix. You don't have to tell me. Whose shit do you think it is? I'm the one slopping it up. We might get 0 wins again. Oh, we got 2 already. Never mind. Guy is not used to going to the poop burger joint. Hey, can I get a poop burger with no poop on it? This. I'm not unpooping your burger, bro. My God, we won a round. I like to talk a big game, but I think if I owned a deli in New York, I would probably scoop someone's bagels for them. Because might make fun of them, like, I'll be like at the dinner table later that night, and I'll be like, you won't believe what I did to this guy's bagel today. He wanted it scooped. But then I would do it because you never know. He might be like a great customer for life or something like that. You know, everybody's got problems. That dude might be paying me like $9 a day, 5 days a week for like the next 30 years that he lives in the city. Like I'm not just throwing customers away like that. That's how you know that deli must have been good, because they were not trying to retain their customer at all. I think I would scoop the bagel. I would not be eating the scooped bagel, but if they asked me, I would scoop the bagel for them. Why do I keep taking this guy? He sucks ass. he literally gets 0 every time. Just take the animals that you always see beating you. That's the secret, bro. I wouldn't do it. I hate food waste. All the anti-food waste Andys are dead to me, just so you know. And I'll have you know, when did the shine come off of the rose? It's because all you motherfuckers were being so disingenuous to me when I said you should... trying to think of the best way to phrase it. I said I thought it was untowards of a person to split banana bunches in the store just because they only think that they need 2 bananas. And that's fine if you disagree. I've come to moderate my own opinion on it somewhat. I understand not everybody out there is capable of consuming 6 bananas a week. Some people have a resting metabolic rate of 3 calories a day, and 2 extra bananas they would be bloated. I get it, okay? Ad hominem. Regardless, many people, I'm gonna try to be honest. Many people said, unlike you, my words, not theirs, unlike you, I don't like food waste, so I only try to buy as much food as I need. Yeah, like I don't fucking like food waste either, okay? Stop trying to frame it like you have the moral high ground because you buy less bananas. I'm not wasting bananas either. I'm eating that shit on the Peloton going 33 kilometers an hour. And also 0. But I'm starting to think that, like, honestly, I like wasting food. Somebody's got to keep these I don't like wasting food dudes in check, okay? If I got to be the villain for that, then so be it. Wow, you hate wasting food? What a radical opinion. I was actually raised to just throw out a lot of food for fun. Yeah. I know. I've never met someone with that position before, that they hate wasting food. Wow, that's so unique. I guess that means that all of your opinions about cuisine and groceries and cooking are right, just because you hate wasting food. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, go ahead, take 1 egg out of the carton at the grocery store. No big deal. Well, the other 11 eggs, you got no choice but to just waste them anyway. You know, you couldn't cook them instead of ordering DoorDash 4 times a week, whatever. Fuck you. We don't negotiate with chat terrorists, okay? Also, like, the scooping of the bagel is not food waste, okay? I mean, it is, like, on a literal sense, there's energy going into the compost, but the reason that it's remarkable is not that, oh, 40 calories, bread ended up in the garbage can at a bakery that throws out 400 bagels a day anyway. The reason it's stupid is because you got the dude in the back going, and then the scooped bagel advocates are like, no, you don't understand. The reason that I like a scooped bagel is because it's like 30% less calories. Yeah, because you're eating 30% less food. Like, it's not a trick. That's just thermodynamics. You're getting beside. I hate this shit where like could be a funny discussion about the dude who scooped his bagel, but instead we got to get into the moralizing. Wasting food is bad, so fuck the scoop bagel guy. No, fuck the scoop bagel guy because he's like 37 years old and he's making like a vlog about a deli that wronged him. Like that's a narcissist sort of behavior. But then secondarily, fuck him because what's the dude at the back who's got to scoop out the bagel for him like he's making dinner for his 2-year-old? Like, come on. The food waste has very, very little to do with it. Nobody likes food waste, man. Even people that waste food, they have the best intentions. They go to the store, they buy the spinach. This week I'm going to eat salads instead of hamburgers. It's Monday. For my mental, a hamburger would be really good today. It's Tuesday. I know I said I was going to start the salads on Monday, but I had a hamburger yesterday, so I sort of started off on the wrong foot. I'll just get chicken tenders today. And then 2 weeks later, you got a big old bag of green water sitting in your fridge, you know? But your intentions were pure when you started. Stop with this needless... I hate food waste moralizing, okay? We're all trying to waste as little food as possible. Nobody likes lighting their money on fire, not to mention the environment, but... I'm scared of the kind of conversations that you have where you can just say, I hate food waste, and people are like, you win the argument. I'm not gonna let you get off that easy, okay? I also hate food waste. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's discuss the particulars. Your ass better be composting too. If your ass is out here moralizing online, I hate food waste, you better have a fucking compost. If you don't have a compost, I'm gonna come over there. And I gotta take you to Costco. We're gonna buy one of those kitchen counter composters that you could get. If I catch you talking about the environment and you're throwing your soda cans in the garbage, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I've been out here for 12 years arguing with psychos on the internet, thinking that at the very least they were living according to their principles. And then it turns out they were LARPing the whole time. They're driving pickup trucks and throwing their banana peels and eggshells in the garbage can like it's 1952. Once I get out, there's going to be carnage. People lie here. Did you see that tweet that was like, people will really be like, why would you vote when instead you could just firebomb a Walmart and then they don't firebomb a Walmart? That's what the internet's like, I'm realizing. Well, not everybody, but some people. Give me this. We're still cooked, aren't we? We have 2 HP. I do not have the sauce this week, man. Never mind. It's adequately sauced. Have you ever firebombed a Walmart? No, I vote. I'm the guy on the left side of the tweet. I'm the guy that you're replying to. It's like, I voted today. And then all of a sudden you're like shaming me for not committing like a violent incident. And I'm like, what violent incident did you commit? And they're like, oh, I'm sleepy today. I worked a double last night. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why can't we be friends instead of arguing with each other then? There was no need for us to, you know, end up on opposite sides of the equation here. Don't make me do it, man. I'm not going Mantis again. Just give me something, please, please. Fine. Banter's been juicy today. I'd like to thank you for that, Mr. You didn't. No wonder your daughter didn't enjoy baking cookies with you. You didn't even make your own homemade cookie dough, motherfucker. Think I forgot your name, Demon Lord Sparta. Capital D, capital L, capital S, green font. That was also me. Don't worry. The Panopticon will turn its eye to you eventually, adroit theorist. Be careful what you wish for. Target's locked. Did you see the Jets asked Zach Wilson to be their starting quarterback next weekend, and he said no thanks? You can do that? I thought if you were under contract, it was sort of like, if we ask you to play, you kind of have to play. Bro said that's not my issue. Eli Manning was going to be drafted by the Chargers, and he said no thanks. So I think that workers should have more rights, but I don't think that it should apply to 18-year-olds in sports drafts getting to choose which team they get drafted by. Because then my team would never get like the top draft picks. We might get some good ones if they're from Stockholm, but we're not like, it's hard to compete with New York City, man. I mean, I like Vancouver, but if you got the choice, you're 18 years old, you got the choice between Vancouver and like New York City, Miami. I mean, there's Los Angeles. This. Buffalo, yeah, Buffalo, Detroit, Columbus, Ohio. Winnipeg, that's a big one. Has Mr. 10-piece landed yet? This is the one. You're just in time. People from Vancouver really like the shit talk Vancouver. That's true. People from Vancouver and then also DL Guiga. Maybe this is all city subreddits, though. People told me this is all city subreddits, so maybe it's not just a Vancouver thing. But people on r/Vancouver fucking hate Vancouver, bro. Anytime like a survey comes out that's like, Vancouver got an 8.1 out of 10. It was rated the 31st best place to live in the world. People are always like, it must have been tourists that filled it out. It rains all the time. Shit's too expensive. And we have good public transit, but the SkyTrain doesn't have a station right next to my house. And people aren't very nice to each other. And I don't have any friends. You know, you get the idea. But then whenever there's a survey that's like Vancouver has problems, people are like, fucking tourists must have filled it out. It covered 2 of the problems, but actually there's like 1 billion problems that they didn't even mention. Like they're going to raise the price of the JJ Bean drip coffee. But actually, like, if you don't go to this subreddit and you just sort of like, I think this is true for most places. If you don't go to this subreddit and you just like live in the city and you let your neurotransmitters normalize to like 1997's level instead of constantly being beset by, you know, digital media at all times, I understand the irony. Actually, like, it's kind of sick. I don't know if this is just my own brand of neuroatypicalness. Anytime I get on the train, I'm like, bro, the city I live in has a fucking train, bro. That's crazy. You could get around like a lot of the city on the train. That's pretty cool. A lot of places don't have a train. Some places have better trains. Not many places in North America. Listen, Diogo, I can't speak for Chicago. Haven't had a reason to go there yet. Do we need a melon? Give me this. It is very expensive. But it also does have great food. I don't know. I like Vancouver. And then the other thing is, I'm like, I guess the answer is like they have jobs. Like, they don't all work as streamers. But, like, for me, I'm like, if Vancouver is expensive and you hate it, like, why don't you just move away? Everything's pushing you away. People that love the city are being pushed out. If you hate it, your ass should just go, honestly. Like, you'll save, like, 70% more money. If you live here, just Like, if you like it here, then sure, I understand why you're living here. But if you hate it here, you should just go to, I don't know, another city that has the same amenities as Vancouver, the same weather, the same natural landscapes, but it's 50% cheaper to be in. So maybe like Bellingham, Washington. Now I've got to be an American citizen. I'm just saying, like, every place owns and every place sucks. No, at the end of the day, I do think the city that you live in has an impact. You change the city and the city changes you. So choosing where to live is important because you're like choosing the setting of your life, you know, the background for the memories that are going to make up the experience of your life. But at the end of the day, if you're like, I hate this place, and I mean, you got the keys to the car, brother. You got to go somewhere. You got to like surround yourself with more positive people. Like when I'm in suburban Washington, I'm like, it owns here too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, you would think that I'm like a depressed guy. I'm actually happy like most of the time. Like when I'm in the city, I'm like, I love the city. There's nothing like it. Then I'm in like the suburbs of like northern Washington, and I'm like, everything's so cheap here. The food's better than I expected. Like, you just call me Dr. Pangloss, man. What about a rural area? I do. The worst part of living in a rural area for me would be not being able to really walk to anything to make the days go by a little faster. Am I really gonna? I'm not gonna buy a one-cost apple. One of the great things about living in a place that has other people is like I can walk to stores, even if I don't want to like buy anything from the store. I can just take my kid to the store, look at some stuff. She can read a couple of kids' books off the shelf. Maybe we buy like a little $3.99 Squishmallow or something like that. That really helps out on those long parental days. I don't know what I would do though if I lived in the country. I guess you would pack everybody up in the car and then drive to the mall. It's not the end of the world, but probably spend a lot more time inside. Having animals? I guess you could have like some alpacas or something like that. Chop wood? Yeah, but I mean, you can only chop wood for so long, right? I'm not saying you got nothing to do. I'm just saying it would involve a big lifestyle change. Like people were like, take a walk in the woods. I'm not taking my 3-year-old out into the damn woods. We'll get like 3 seconds into the hike and then she'll be like, Daddy, carry me. And I'm like, oh, fucking, my sciatica. Maybe when she's like, 8 or something, but at age 3, no shot, man. It's going to be horrible. I'm going to get like a degenerative disc disease. Eight wins. Oh my God. Is it happening? Still counts 1. Okay. Relax. Why are your pets in heaven? Because they were the best boys? Does that answer your question? No. I got 2 lives. Don't do me like that, bro. Okay, 1 more. Come on. Hold. My 3-year-old can hike for like 4 hours straight. She's very slow, but she keeps going. I'll be honest with you. I think it's my problem. I would rather pick up my child than walk slow. Like there's a range. I can walk like I have my normal pace. And I can moderate it like 25% faster or slower and still be reasonably comfortable. But when I'm walking with my daughter, if she's walking and like trying, that's one thing. But if she's like always letting go of my hand and then like stopping and she's saying like, Daddy, look at my boot. And then I look at her boot and there's nothing wrong with the boot. Then I'm like, I'm just picking her up. We gotta, it's not that we have places to be. I'm just like, I don't like to be still. I like to stay in motion, okay? I'm moving different. Well, I guess because I walk on my toes, I am moving different. Now, I know we're 4 squatted, but the level 3 skunk seemed more valuable to me. Yeah, give it a try. The hell was that? Oh my god. Okay, 9 wins. Please. This could save this week of SAP for me. You can't be starting a Monday. I got to record like 5 afternoons of SAP when the streams are over. Starting on a 0-win weekly is heavily cursed. Now this is what it's all about. Is SAP that profitable? No, not really, but you got to do something, you know? And you will not catch me going back to Isaac. Until the online mode is stable. This is so winnable. It makes me sick. Game 1, turn 15. Finally. Finally! Return me to the menu for now. What time is it? 12:32. Okay,